Welcome to Big Ramotha's Adventure. Today I'm going to be upgrading one of the 12-volt power outlets inside of my 2023 InTech OVR Adventure. Now, InTech was nice enough to put these USB outlets in multiple locations throughout the trailer. There are 3 inside of the master bedroom here, and there's another one in the kitchen over in the next room. Now, while these USB outlets are very convenient, I do have a couple of devices that need the older 12-volt cigarette-style adapter like this. Now, a lot of older RVs are probably only going to have the cigarette-style adapter and don't have the convenience of the USB. I would like to have both. So I'm going to install this. That's going to give me a USB-C along with a regular USB-A and then the cigarette-style 12-volt outlet. The outlets that came with the trailer are just USB-A. So the USB-C is going to be a nice little upgrade there as well. Let's take a closer look and see what we need to do to get this installed. I've already disconnected the battery, so this outlet is no longer live. We're going to need to unscrew it here. For some reason, the Phillips head screws in here have been changed to a square head, so I'm going to use a square bit. Take this out. There are just 2 screws here. Yep. Alright, pretty easy to get that out. And we're going to need to cut these wires because I don't see a way to just disconnect them here. I'm going to grab some electrical tape so that I can tape these wires down and avoid losing them. I don't want them to fall back into the cavity. So I'll be right back. Okay, got some electrical tape here. Let's break off a piece and pull this out. I'm just gonna tape that down right there so that when I cut this, it doesn't fall back into where I can't reach it. And I'm gonna leave a little bit on the original outlet just so it can be reused if desired at some point. There we go. Now that's there. And the next thing, I want to line this up and use pencil to mark where I want to drill the hole. There we go. And let's make sure that, we're going to need to make that hole bigger. That is going to present a little bit of a challenge here. Can also feel something behind it. I don't want to drill in. All right, I think what we'll do is we'll get this first hole drilled. I'm gonna push this, whatever's back here, out of the way so I don't actually accidentally drill into it. Once I have that hole drilled, then I can move the wires over through it and then make the original hole a little bit bigger so that we'll be able to fit these new outlets through, and then we'll get the wires connected here. So this is slightly bigger than what I need. It's 1.25 inches, but it was the smallest bit that I could find. It will still be covered by the plate, so won't be able to tell once everything is fully installed here. But let's get lined up here and pretty thick. We got that. Smells like burning. All right. Now, can get the other wires through here. Oops. I can feel, and can kind of see it here that there is a cap for some other wires. Actually, a couple in here. Okay, that's fine. Let's tape this back down and get our second hole drilled. Making quite a mess. Okay, got the other hole drilled. It's not the prettiest, but the cover is going to cover that up, so it'll look fine once we get this all back together. Turns out I did not need to cut those wires. Was able to pull these out of there, and you can see that they're just into this cap here. So I think what I'm gonna do instead, looks like I need to bend this back out a little bit, is we're gonna tap into here rather than splicing the old wire. I had to move the camera out of my way for a moment so that I could access this stuff better, but as you can see, we got everything wired now. Decided to replace these crimp-on connectors with some twist-on. So these are what's going to connect to our new outlets. Now for the outlets, I already tightened one down into place, but there are these rings that are threaded, go on the back side here, and we just need to spin those on. Make sure it's tight and everything's lined up with the faceplate. So now, on the back of here, they are marked positive and negative. We're going to connect to one side and then loop it through to connect to the other one. First, probably should check the directions and see if it says which one. Does it matter? Okay. Doesn't look like it matters which one gets connected first. So let's connect the positive to the positive on the right here, and the negative to the negative here. And now to try and shove these wires back in here. Well, okay, those. Now I need to loop this around. A little easier said than done. Okay, there's our positive, and let's see if we can do the same thing with the negative. There we go. And now I can get these connected. Okay, there's the negative. And there is our positive. Okay. I guess that hole maybe should have been a little bit bigger. I didn't account for the ring that tightens it down on the back here, so that isn't quite sitting flush. But I don't think that's too big of a deal. I may come back and fix that later. But now, just need to find the screws. Here we go. I'm gonna screw this in. I'm gonna be careful not to screw it too tight because the faceplate is not flush due to that ring on the back. Not quite fitting into that hole. Good enough for now though. That's in place. Now we just need to turn the battery back on. Everything is set and ready to go. I've turned the battery back on so that we can test this out. I've got my phone plugged in, and you can see that the USB here is lit up blue, so indicating that we do have power to it. My phone shows that it's got about 30 minutes to full charge plugged in this way to the USB-C port there. I'm able to power my CPAP in a much more efficient manner off of the 12-volt cigarette style outlet here, and that's really what I was after with this upgrade. Now the other outlets in this room I'll probably leave as they are with just the regular USB-A ports. Those work great in the positions that they're at. I really wanted to do this mainly for the CPAP here. I may end up doing something similar out in the kitchen at a later date because there's only one place to plug things in out there, and both the kids sleep out there, so they're kind of limited in what they can connect. Expanding the ports, maybe adding an additional USB or another 12-volt cigarette style adapter like this would probably be very beneficial out in the other half of the trailer here, but that's a project for another day. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you do this in your RV? I think it's very beneficial, whether you have an older unit where you only have the cigarette style adapter. You could expand to include USB. It's very low cost. I think this kit cost me about 13 bucks on Amazon. Or if you've got a newer model like what I have here where you have just the USB, you may still have a need like I did for that extra 12-volt outlet. I think it's very beneficial. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.